So guys, we get a lot of questions on when is the right time to go from using these to using these, or rigging, you know, just plain old rigging with the sinker and a plain hook. Well, your electronics is going to be your guide on that. So when you see tight pods of fish that are, you know, let's say 30 fish in a relatively small area, like a 20-yard area, 30-yard area, that you can go to and drag jigs through and extract those fish very quickly and work a small area, or you can pitch to those fish and just keep pulling them out. That is when it's prime time jigging season, or when it's straight up, hey, we're vertical jigging, the fish are using a piece of structure and they're coming through left and right, so there's no need to move. So that is when you jig. Let your sonar tell you, or your side imaging tell you, when it's time to rig. So when I start seeing those tight pods of fish spread out, and instead of operating in a 10 to 30 yard square area, they're spread out across the sand flat, across the mud flat, across a gravel bar. Point being is the fish are spread out. That's when I will go to rigging a butterfly blade, doing a traditional type of rig and octopus hook. And that's how I'll attack those situations, because you want to keep your bait in the water as long as humanly possible. So if there's a fish every 15 to 20 feet, start rigging. If the fish are really tight and balled up and you just see them blipped out, you know, like one every, on your screen it looks like one every 5 feet, that's when you go to jig. The other way to tell is shiners in Minnesota get kind of hard to find around the middle of June. You can also use that as kind of a layman's term of when it's time to rig. When the shiners get really, really difficult to find or non-existent, it's also a good time to start rigging. So here's a prime example of, these are jig fish here. They're in a small pod. I'm in 15 feet of water, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3, I'm not even gonna count. Just call it 15, 20 fish there, and there's a couple over here. But here's the pod I'm gonna target, and I'm gonna position my boat, and I'm gonna pitch back these. So these are what I would call jig fish, and that's in 15 feet of water. Then I'll go into, here's shallow jig fish right here. I'm in 5 feet of water, and these fish are all, we're just pitching. This was a few weeks ago, and we're just pitching a jig and minnow up into there. So that's what, on your side imaging, that's what to look for jig fish. Now, if you see these fish and there's spread out throughout this whole panel, all these fish have their own place across there, that tells you that more than likely those are going to be rig fish. So jig fish, and then when they're all spread out through the screen, that's going to be a rig fish. I hope that tip helped you guys out, and if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more Northland videos.